Once upon a time, I created custom Loom videos in order to get clients for my agency. Did it work? Yes. I mean, I signed $5,000 deals off of it. Was it a grind? Yes. I hated doing it. Was it scalable? No, not really. Did it enable me to come to an agreement and ink the dotted line with 1 out of every 20 people I contacted? Yes, it did. Would I have made more money if, in hindsight, I just stuck to what already was working as opposed to getting lazy and trying to automate things and outsource things like I did? Yeah, I would have made more money. And that is why I make these videos, to share the lessons and mistakes that I have made so you don't have to and you can grow your agency much faster than I ever did. So in this video, I'm gonna break down the Loom script and then show you a live example from a client that I sent a Loom video to. All right, so here is the Loom script that I use. So right off the bat, I would thank them for providing their email and compliment their business attributes. And the reason why I would do that is because the way that I approach this is that I first sent them a DM saying, hey, I created a video for you. What email should I send it to? And then if they responded, oh, send it to this email, then I went and created the Loom video and then I sent it to their email address. So I didn't do cold Looms, I did warm Looms, if you want to call them that. And then after, thanks for providing your email, compliment their business. So I would do research into their business and, hey, I like this, I like that, whatever it was, right? Then I would talk about how I got nothing to sell you. This is simply what I would do if I was in your shoes. And you can try and and then I would try and be relatable. It reminds me of, and then I would talk about a similar situation or a past client that I've worked with or something like that. And then I would, sneak in some awards that I personally have or some client results to show some credibility. And one of the things that I would also do is I would, sell this story about how I am just simply doing this to, meet more people, network, try and grow my business. I'm trying to make a name for myself in the industry and I'm just trying to shake more hands, provide value, because I've learned that if I provide value to others first, it will come to me back in excess. And that was kind of the approach that I used to begin these Loom videos. And as you'll see later in this video, I'll attach a live example of what this actually looked like. So the next thing is to sell yourself / your service. Now, I would talk about what I specialize in. I would share case studies, testimonials, talk about the fact that I specifically help gyms like theirs. So I would share a case study. I would talk about, how I've worked with 100 businesses at the time. And then I would be, super specific is like, hey, I've helped people that are like, just like you. Right. And I would be very clear about that. Now, the next thing is I would talk about one thing, and this is very important, only one thing that they are doing / not doing that if they did it, it would bring them the highest asymmetrical returns, right? So typically when you are looking at a business from an outsider looking in, you are going to be able to see like 10 different things that they're doing wrong. Right. And I would look and I'd be like, hey, this isn't good. This isn't good. This isn't good. This isn't good. But I would only focus on the thing that was, causing the most amount of damage or leaving the most amount of money on the table. And some examples of this is, your offer is the same as everybody else. It's a commodity offer. Maybe they didn't have the offer. Maybe they didn't have any scarcity or urgency. Maybe they aren't running ads. Maybe they aren't storing social proof, or maybe it's not something specific. And whatever, the core problem was, is I would specifically talk about one problem. Okay. And then I would talk about what they're losing out on by not doing this, right? So, maybe they're losing out on upfront cash, right? Allows you to scale your offer quickly. So one of the things that I would talk about then is like, well, people are going to spend the most amount of money when they're in the most amount of time. So if you offer a 30-day free trial for your gym, and then after 30 days, after the individual has lost 20 pounds, then you try and get them to pay, well, they're going to be, in less pain. Right? You might be in easier clothes, but they're going to be in less pain than if you tried to sell them while they're sobbing because they're 20 pounds overweight and their kids don't, the kids think they're fat, right? When they're in that amount of pain is when you can sell them the most amount of money, right? These are things, I'm getting a little bit carried away here, but these are some of the things that I'll be talking about in the Loom, right? And then I'll talk about like, hey, like if you do this, the average championship offer converts at 2.5 times as much, right? Like if you do this, and I would show examples of like, okay, so here are clients that I've done this before, and then here's after we create an irresistible front end offer, here were the results, and right, and then I would talk about, maybe I would even show other industries of people who have gone on and to create, grand slam, home run offers, and show them the difference of before and after. And maybe your service has nothing to do with offers. Maybe it's ads, maybe it's Google ads, maybe it's funnels, maybe it's conversion rate optimization, maybe it's email marketing. that does not matter because the same principles apply. And then the last thing I would do is I would offer a 15-minute call to look at their current strategy and see if we can offer them more help. And I would avoid even talking about what I can help them do. I would avoid selling my services, and I would come from a place of value as opposed to trying to provide value. And it'd be more the approach of like, hey, if you want, like, I can lend you some advice here, and I can show you a little bit about what we do. Don't worry, but don't charge, like, don't pay for anything. Like, I'm not worried about that. Just want to build my network, right? You seem like a guy worth shaking hands for, and that's kind of like the approach that I would take. So what I'm going to do for you guys now, I'll attach this script down in the description, so you can download that and you can check that out. But I'll roll this into a live Zoom call, or Loom that I created, so you can watch this actually be in place. So this is from a couple years ago, but I'll roll it now. Okay, I lied. Well, not really, but real quick, before I show you this Loom video, if you want help, we got like 1,500 SMMA owners inside of our free community where we do free coaching calls, free courses. There's like a chess club, and there's like a shit ton of really cool stuff in there. In addition to that, there's been a ton of people who have met business partners, formed relationships, and a ton of people who've been able to scale their company using the resources that we provide for 100% free. If you want to check that out, check the link in the description. Now, rolling into the Loom video.
Hey there, my name is Dylan. I'm the founder of Outwork Media, and I want to be very, very clear with you right off the bat. I got absolutely nothing to sell you in this video. I completely understand your position. You're probably bombarded with companies like mine every single day, pitching you this, pitching you that. I try and be a breath of fresh air and not try and sell you something. So the reason I do these videos is because I've learned that, I've been fortunate enough to work with well over 150 different clients at this point. And I've really, the biggest lesson I've learned is that if I just provide pure raw value to other people first, eventually in the long run, good things will come my way. So that's why I do these videos. Now, I came across you guys on Instagram a little while ago. I guess you could say I've been quote unquote ghost following you for a while, but I really, really like the content you put out, especially some of those black and white photos that you had on your Instagram. I think that they look really professional, and it really spoke to me as like, okay, these guys, they know what they're doing. They got a strong brand, they're professional and all that kind of stuff, which kind of inspired me to kind of look more into what you guys offer, how you guys operate, and all that kind of stuff. When I did that, I went through your website, I looked at all that kind of stuff, and that's when I noticed a couple really, really small things that I know that if you tweaked, it could have a huge ROI in the back end. And basically the point of this video is to just kind of explain what those small things are, how you can tweak it, and then you guys can run with this on your own. So where I noticed room for improvement was on your schedule and memberships. Now, right here. So when we come onto here, it is simply what they get and then how much it costs. Now, that seems like really easy, really and really good because it's not confusing at all. But the problem with this is, if I go on to a competitor of yours, which I just randomly found, they do the same thing, right? They do unlimited classes, and then they just state their price. So I look at this one for $125. I look at you for $165. And right now, because I don't know you, the owner, I'm just thinking that they offer the same thing. That other one's cheaper. I'm going to go there. Now, the other problem is when you position your offer as just the same as everybody else, it usually leaves you at the mercy of one of what I like to call the 3 C's to get business. Number 1 is cost. So you have to be the cheapest, which is not a good way to do business. Number 2 is convenience, meaning your location is close to home, close to work, close to school, which that's a very good way to generate new business by having a good location. But the problem is it's not something that you can easily control. And then the last one is connections. So either referrals to your business or people know you personally and decide to come to your gym. Again, that's a great way to grow business, but it's something that you have very little control over. So what I would do, and the easiest way to fix this, and how I've been able to fix this time and time again, is by creating what I call a championship offer. So what a championship offer is basically when you take all of your services, stack them on top of each other, pull them apart and price anchor each individual thing, solve every single problem somebody that would be interested in CrossFit or fitness might have, and position it as some irresistible offer. So to explain more further, right now we're offering 3x mountain class pass for $150. I'm assuming that's a month. Now, if what we could do is you could also add a nutrition plan, and then an accountability thing. And if you stack that, so say you value the nutrition plan at $150, and then you value the accountability at another $100. So now that's a $400 program. But that $400 program solves every single thing that somebody will need to achieve their goals in the fitness industry. They'll be in the gym. Their nutrition will be up to par, and they'll be able to stick to the first two, which are the hardest things to do because you're going to hold them accountable. It's going to solve all their problems, but it's a $400 program. If you come in and say, but guess what? For the next 10 people, we're bringing that in. We're offering it for $300. That seems like an irresistible offer that somebody's going to want to jump on right away. Now, I worked with a client similar to you guys. Their name was Twist. I basically did exactly what I just told you. And, after doing that, we spent like $523 on ads, and that brought them just shy of $8,000 worth of business on the back end. So I know this works. And what I wanted to do for you guys, because like I said, I came across you guys on Instagram. I really like what you're doing. I think you guys got a lot of good things going for you. And I know that this could provide a huge ROI on the back end. So I'd like to offer, 20 minutes of my time. I can help you guys build out your championship offer and then let you guys go off on your own. So let's connect on email. We can arrange a time to meet up, and I look very forward to speaking with you.